I'm not who I think I am. And I'm also not who you think I am. I am what I think you think I am. Man, I love that quote by Charles Cooley because it perfectly encapsulates this weird truth about the human experience. That we're living in this constant perception of ourselves. And this is especially true when it comes to realizing how attractive we think we are. See, my self-identity is not even made up of what I actually look like. It's pretty crazy, right? It's what I think others think about me when they look at me, whether it's true or not. For example, I might be thinking that other people, when they're talking to me and they suddenly stare at me for no reason, they're probably staring because they notice my big fat nose sitting in the middle of my face. And that whole idea becomes my worldview. But I don't even realize that they actually might be staring at my face because when I'm talking, I have a great smile, when they didn't even notice my nose in the first place. So we live in this perception bubble, and this is how we over time determine who we are as individuals. But because of this, many of us end up thinking we look like the bottom of Brad Pitt's foot, when in reality, it's probably the opposite of that. Just because you aren't looks maxing, benching 315, and mewing 24/7 does not mean you aren't attractive. And though it might be strange to say this as a guy myself, but most men on this side of YouTube watching self-improvement content are attractive, even if you feel like you're not doing enough. You've already made a lot of progress. You just forget. You're probably very attractive as a human being. So if you're still unsure, here are 3 signs that you're already more attractive than you think you really are. And stay till the very end because the last sign is how others actually perceive you. Sign 1, do you put effort in? And effort doesn't mean you have a 55-step skincare routine or 6% body fat. It literally means, do you even try to put effort into the way you look? Do you even try to have a hairstyle or try to go to the gym to look good or try to find an outfit that suits your body type? Because even if you're trying just a little bit, you're already way more attractive than most people. And it's so crazy how most people don't care about the way they look at all. They're just set on autopilot, going through the daily motions, busy being busy. And ultimately, they get set on default mode of how they look like when they're 15 years old for the rest of their life. And the fact you care a bit about how you look, whether you like to admit it or not, makes you attractive. And I'd go as far as to say it's actually impossible to not be at least a 7 on 10 in life if you truly put effort into the way you look. If you wake up tomorrow and decide to get in better shape, earn more money, find a haircut that suits your face shape, surround yourself with better people, eat better food, find a cologne that you really love, and get outfits that fit you, and you already know the basics that you're supposed to be doing. If you just do that, I can guarantee you that there's no way to max out this arbitrary 1 to 10 scale. And you don't have to wait till you're super shredded in order to be attractive. And I know you know this because when you do look your best, you feel some type of way, no matter where you are in your personal development journey. Because I know when I've been consistent with my workouts, I've been eating right, I've been taking care of my skin, and I'm supposed to go out that night, right? I put my favorite blazer on, I put my boots on, my beard's on point, my hair's on point. I just stand taller. I feel better. I feel some type of way. Like when I walk into a room, I walk with purpose and confidence. And I know that people are checking me out. It's a weird feeling, but I just feel like that dude. I feel like $1,000,000. And I know that energy, that vibration of what I'm feeling because I feel that way is emanating and other people feel the same thing about me. And it's kind of like how we had in the beginning of this video, this whole self-identity quote. Because I know I look like my best, I know that you know that I know that I look like $1,000,000. Kind of makes sense, right? Sign 2, are you indifferent to compliments? So this is one that I noticed when I went for my own personal transformation, physical journey from looking like this to, in a span of a couple of years, looking like this. Previously, I used to seek out compliments, feel like validated by them in some sense. I remember whenever like my mom's friend or like a random auntie or someone would compliment me, it would make my day. I would literally blush and replay the scene over and over again and couldn't stop thinking about it. So, bro, it's so cringe to think about how I used to be this way. But it's true, like I would constantly feel unworthy unless I got a compliment by someone. And it was weird because when someone complimented me, it wasn't that I just accepted it humbly and moved on. It was like my insecurity came and shone through. I just couldn't accept a compliment. If someone said they liked my hair, I would say, no, you don't mean that. Or stop, no, there's no way you mean that. Like I will literally say that out loud to other people because I just thought there's no way that compliments coming from a genuine place. So when I used to not be confident about the way I look, I was constantly putting myself down and just trying to be that, oh, pick me guy. And it's weird. It's weird, but that's just how it used to be. And while I don't think I look like Chris Hemsworth or something by any means, I do now get quite a lot of compliments, or at least a good amount. And the funny part is that whenever I do, I don't even acknowledge them. Like I truly don't even care. It's tough for me even to like say thank you in the right way. Like when people say, oh, nice hair, I'm like, oh, thanks. And I just move on with my life. Like I almost dismiss it. I'm so indifferent to the compliment that it's like I barely heard it. It's funny, like I actually get annoyed when people compliment me just about my looks, or I feel like I'm almost being attractive shamed or swole shamed because I wore suede leather jacket as my beard that day. It's almost like I avoid it because I like to just look good, but I don't want other people to notice it. What's funny is a lot of celebrities have talked about this phenomenon, that since many of them are attractive, they get over-recognized more than what they want to about their looks versus their craft, their talent, their intellect, because their looks is kind of God-given, right? If you keep telling someone you love their eyes, it's cool, but at some point it's like, bro, I was born this way. Like this is just how I look. I didn't put any effort into the way my eyes look. But the thing that they do in life, which is being a musician, an actor, an actress, a writer, whatever that is, gets overlooked because people are so focused on their attention, and the attention economy focuses on their looks so much that they forget to even notice how great of a talented individual they are. And it really hurts their careers in the long run.
I'm not offended if someone were to say, hey, people think you're sexy. I don't think there's anything wrong with being sexy. It's just the problem that that part was so loud that it muted out the rest of who I was, and has continued to, even now I'm 33. So that was the difficult part, because when I was young, if I was a cute kid, no one told me, and I had no idea. And so I always thought, if anything, I was probably pretty ugly. And that was just not a tool I had in my tool belt. I wasn't like, oh, I'm a pretty girl, and that's something I can use to my advantage. I knew I was smart. I knew that I was funny. I knew that I was strange, but in a good way. And those are all things that I thought were my strengths. Those were things, that's who I was.
And I saw this quote for the first time in one of my favorite movies. I rewatched it for the first time last week, and it kind of reminded me about this. It's called The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. And at the end of the movie, the scene, he talks about beauty and art and all this stuff, right? He's trying to capture a picture of a snow leopard. And it's called a ghost snow leopard because it's really tough. And first of all, it's absolutely gorgeous, this leopard, but it's impossible to catch almost. And he says, like just like incredible works of art, beautiful things don't ask for attention. And I thought that was really like profound in a way, because in our visual economy, you would think people who are constantly posting about themselves or getting plastic surgery, this and that beautiful things are constantly seeking attention, but truly beautiful things, they don't. And you'll notice that over and over again in nature, in art, and in life. Walter Payton has this quote, and I think it goes something like this. You will tell others when you're good at something, but others will tell you when you're great at something. And yeah, man, I think we can apply that same metaphor to attraction and compliments in general. That if you are attractive, others will tell you. You don't have to seek out compliments. They'll come to you. Sign number 3 is strange occurrences in social settings. So according to a 2019 study by the National Institute of Health, NIH, they had a pretty wild discovery recently. It's really funny coming out of the NIH when you hear about it, but it's basically the criminal justice system and how they treat attractive people, right? And this, meanwhile, they should be creating vaccines, but they're doing this crap. Anyways, the studies were pretty wild, at least the implications of it, that more times than often, people who are more attractive got shorter jail sentences. Some even got away with going to jail altogether, compared to their counterparts who are less attractive, less traditionally attractive, who did go to jail and served longer sentences than them. So it's like, for the same crime, for which technically should be given the same jail time, people who are better looking served less punishment. Interesting, right? So scientists have known about this cognitive bias for a long time, and they call it the halo effect, because like an angel, anything you touch turns to gold. So if you are attractive, you emit something called this halo effect, where others subconsciously assume that you have multiple other positive traits in life as well. Like just because you're attractive, other things in life are attractive too. So even before opening your mouth, people already assume that you will have a better financial background, you will be more successful, you will be nice, you'll be kind, you'll be nurturing, you'll be smart, you have a higher IQ. People just assume this off the bat, even before you speak. So naturally, if we are attractive, we should see this halo effect come into play in our lives, right? For example, I've noticed people generally like me, or they like to talk to me, or they smile at me. And especially in group settings, when we don't have anything to talk about, people will just hover. Like, and it's also like people go out of their way to make small talk with me in certain situations that I'm just like, come on, bro, like end the conversation. And when I speak, people really listen. Like their full focus and attention is on me. I can see them making eye contact and really hearing what I have to say. Now that could be because I like being the center of attention and talking loudly, but I swear, man, I mean, I notice that even when I'm talking to someone, there'll be normal conversational pauses that are longer than normal because they've really invested in understanding what I'm trying to say. And over time, I've come to just create a worldview that people are generally nice and people's default mode is positivity. And yeah, I mean, people smile at you and they will wave at you when you're walking down the road. Like, so generally people are good people, to the point where I find many others just unsolicitedly, if that's a word, just making small talk with me, whether I'm doing grocery shopping or I'm at the airport, at the mall, it's even in the sauna, bro. Like when I'm sweating my ass off and I'm like just like drenched in sweat with a towel on my head and close my eyes, people will make small talk. And what's funny is that you would think that that's how all people are all the time to everyone, because that has been your experience so far. But that's not the case. That is actually the halo effect in play, because you are only getting this special treatment because you are attractive, my friend. In France, they call the moment of attraction coup de foudre. And I'm sorry if I totally mispronounced and butchered it. I don't know anything about French, so pardon my French. But coup de foudre in English means lightning strike. And I think that's a very beautiful way to capture the feeling someone has when they're talking to an attractive person, because it really is an electrifying experience. So look out for these subtle signs next time, and I'm sure you'll start to notice and connect the dots. And that's it, guys. Let me know in the comments, what is one sign that you found the most surprising from today's list? And if you're new to this channel, my name is Sid. Nice to meet you. And I try to put out a video once a week, usually video essays like this, where I go in depth about a self-improvement topic with a lot of research, coming at it from unique angles and perspectives. And then I really break it down to actionable points that are digestible for you to take home and actually implement your life, right? Because we're not here to be librarians of knowledge. We're actually here to take knowledge and put it into action. Plus, I like to sprinkle my videos with a little amount of bad, stupid jokes, because why not, right? That's just who I am. And if that's something that interests you, consider subscribing. And if you want to connect with me further, follow me on Instagram at Sid Chavla. And you can also sign up for my free monthly newsletter at sidchavla.com/newsletter. And man, I'm so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. And if you'll allow me for a moment, I just want to say it feels really good. It feels really, really good. Because there's so much hard work that goes behind the scenes, more hard work than I actually expected, with researching, scripting, filming, editing, and I've been doing this for 6 months now, day in and day out, with videos that are expected to get like 50 views or something, because that's just the journey in the beginning, right? That's the dirt you have to go through to come to the top. And 1,000 subs sounds like, it sounds like a lot of people. And while I know I still have a lot to go because I want to grow further and further, there was a time where I didn't even think 1,000 subscribers was possible or was going to happen. So I wanted to just take a second to say thank you. Seriously, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all those who subscribed. I really hope I was able to shift your perspective or give you value in some way. And if you haven't subscribed yet, but you would love to support me, I need only 60 subs until I hit 1,000. So it takes literally 1 second of your time. I would appreciate it a ton if you hit that button and give me one of these thumbs ups, because they really do help a lot to get my algorithm out so maybe others can subscribe as well. And if you made it this far into the video, you're a real one. And I want to say to us, let's continue to close that gap between who we currently are, who we're capable of being, moment to moment to moment. And guys, I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.